So today's question is, what kind of trust does it take to follow God? We're in Exodus chapter 24, and this is the confirmed covenant. This is one of the most important chapters in the whole Bible. God just gave Israel all of his laws, and now he's fixing to officially seal the deal, like signing a marriage certificate between him and his people. So let's walk through it. In verses 1 and 2, God calls the leaders up. So then the Lord instructed Moses, "Come up here to me and bring along Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of Israel's elders. All of you must worship from a distance. Only Moses is allowed to come near to the Lord." So God invites Moses and the leaders up the mountain, but only Moses is allowed to come closer to God. Why? Because God's holiness is so intense that sinners can't just stroll into his presence like it's nothing. There's distance because of sin. Thank God Jesus would come later to tear that distance down. In verses 3 through 8, we see the people say that we will obey. So then Moses went down to the people, and he repeats all the instructions and regulations the Lord's given him. All the people answer with one voice, "We will do everything the Lord has commanded." Moses lays it all out, and the people shout together, "We'll obey." Then Moses builds an altar, and he makes sacrifices, and he sprinkles half the blood on the altar and the other half on the people. Look, this blood confirms the covenant the Lord has made with you. Covenants with God are always sealed with blood. It's serious business because without the shedding of blood, there's no forgiveness of sins. And guess what? That blood points straight to Jesus, the Lamb who would seal the new covenant with his own blood once and for all. So verses 9 through 11, we see the leaders see God. So then Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and the 70 elders, they climb up the mountain. There they saw the God of Israel. Hold up. You mean they saw God? Well, they saw some glimpse of his glory, not his full face, because no man can see God and fully live. It says under his feet was something like a pavement of brilliant blue that was clear as the sky. And get this, though these nobles of Israel gazed upon God, he did not destroy them. In fact, they ate a covenant meal in his presence. They saw his beauty, and they shared a meal with him. It was a covenant meal, a symbol of peace and fellowship with God. God longs for fellowship with his people, but it's only through covenant blood that sinners can come close. In verses 12 through 18, Moses stays on the mountain. So then God tells Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain, stay here. I'll give you the tablets of stone, which I've inscribed instructions and commands." So Moses takes Joshua part way up with him, and he tells the elders, "Stay here, wait for us until we come back." Then Moses goes all the way up, and the mountain is covered by the glory of the Lord like a cloud. For 6 days, Moses is just waiting. On the 7th day, God calls him into the thick cloud. It says, "To the Israelites at the foot of the mountain, the glory of the Lord appeared at the summit like a consuming fire." So Moses stayed up there 40 days and 40 nights. Sometimes walking with God means waiting, and sometimes his presence feels like a consuming fire. Holy, powerful, and awesome. So what's Exodus 24 teaching us? First, God's covenant is serious and it's sealed in blood. Second, obedience is a whole life commitment, not just good intentions. Third, true fellowship with God is sweet, but only possible through his mercy. And fourth, sometimes you got to wait quietly in God's presence before he moves. It all points towards Jesus, who would be the final sacrifice, the true covenant keeper, the one who brings us into God's presence forever. This chapter reminds us that God don't play about holiness or obedience or fellowship. He wants all of us, and he made a way through his own son. So keep reading your Bible and don't be dumb.